WWE reportedly is making moves to bring Brock Lesnar back to the company despite his possible involvement in the ongoing lawsuit with Vince McMahon, John Laurinaitis, and WWE. Plenty of details on that. Plus, CM Punk is spotted last night at the WWE Performance Center with the ongoing episode of NXT on the air on USA Network. Plenty of details on that. Plus, we got the ratings for AEW Collision on Saturday. Logan Paul reveals the date and location for this year's SummerSlam Premium Live event. Trick Williams kisses Lash Legend to close out last night's episode of NXT. KSI talks receiving an RKO from Randy Orton Friday night on SmackDown, and the latest inductee into the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2024 is revealed. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Let's start off with this story that not many people saw coming, and it regards a possible return to WWE television for Brock Lesnar, because Brock Lesnar could be on his way back to WWE television. According to Brian Alvarez on Wrestling Observer Live, WWE has made moves in the past few days to bring Brock Lesnar back. He said, quote, "In the last few days, there have been moves regarding Brock Lesnar. If you listened to the show last night with Dave Meltzer, everything we talked about is accurate other than the roster page. There are movements to bring him back. I should add regarding Brock, I'm not saying he's going to be back. I have no idea if he's going to be back. I wouldn't bring him back, but I can tell you there have been inquiries made, and what that means, we will wait and see. It seems like a bad idea to me. Put it that way," Alvarez said. Now, of course, Lesnar has been absent from WWE programming since SummerSlam 2023. Plans reportedly were in motion for the former WWE champion to return, but those plans were scrapped at the last minute after Lesnar was implicated in the sex trafficking lawsuit filed by former WWE employee Janelle Grant against Vince McMahon, WWE, and former Executive Vice President of Talent Relations John Laurinaitis. Now, it has been alleged within the lawsuit that Grant was used by Vince McMahon as a sexual pawn during his attempt to bring Lesnar out of retirement in 2021. One of the informal conditions of Lesnar's return was that he could allegedly have intercourse with Grant, and Grant was later directed to create personalized sexual content for Lesnar. This led to her allegedly sending him a video of her urinating in late 2021. Two sexual encounters between Lesnar and Grant were also allegedly arranged but did not take place. Now, WWE, of course, have looked to distance themselves from Lesnar since the filing of the lawsuit. In addition to the scrapping of his return plans, Lesnar was removed as a playable character from the WWE 2K24 video game, and his merchandise was withdrawn from sale. Now, there had been speculation about a Lesnar comeback in recent days following claims that he had been added back to the active roster page on WWE.com. However, those rumors were unfounded as Lesnar was actually never removed from the page to begin with. So if we get any more details on this, of course, we'll let you know. But what do you make of this story that possibly WWE has been making moves to bring Brock Lesnar back? Do you expect to see Lesnar back, or would it be a massive risk considering his possible implications in the lawsuit against McMahon? Let me know your thoughts about that in the comment section below. Now, this is an interesting story because you can see a picture on the screen right there, and it's of CM Punk at the WWE Performance Center last night. Now, despite his triceps tear injury keeping him out of the ring, CM Punk is certainly not letting that stop him from being in the WWE mix completely. Fresh off the news that CM Punk will be making a televised return to WWE at the March 25 episode of Raw in Chicago, Illinois, the best in the world has been pictured at the Performance Center in Orlando, Florida, watching on during this week's edition of NXT. Pro Wrestling and MMA News on Twitter shared the photograph that you can see on the screen right now of Punk at NXT with the former AEW World Champion tucked away behind WWE staff and equipment watching the action unfold. Now, this is far from CM Punk's first time attending NXT since returning to the company at Survivor Series last year. Not only did he show up on camera at NXT Deadline on December 9, but it was also reported that Punk was backstage at the December 12 edition of NXT offering help and advice to talent, which are past. So the question is, what do you think when it comes to this? It was said to be a long way off, but Punk's continued presence at NXT seems to add further credence to a report from Ibo, a Wrestle Purist, which stated that CM Punk's long-term goal in WWE was to succeed Shawn Michaels in running NXT as a whole. Can you see that happening? Do you think this is an indication that Punk is really serious about getting involved with NXT and training talent? Let me know your thoughts and reaction to this as well in the comment section below. Now, let's talk about the ratings for this past Saturday's episode of AEW Collision. With no WWE Premium Live event set on the docket until NXT Stand and Deliver and WrestleMania 40 this April, AEW Collision is back to having largely clear skies every Saturday night. This was helpful for the go-home show for AEW Revolution 2 Saturdays ago, which saw ratings return to normal levels. That trend continued this past Saturday for Collision, aside from a slight dip in total viewership. WrestleNomics reports that Saturday's Collision drew 422,000 total viewers, along with a 0.13 in the coveted 18 to 49 demographic. As noted, total viewership saw a small decline, dropping 6% from the previous week's 455,000 number. However, the 18 to 49 demo remained steady, with a 0.13 equaling the previous week's number. Both total viewership and 18 to 49 remained in the realm of the 4-week average, with the former only down 4% from 444,000, while the 18 to 49 remained even. Of course, it must be pointed out this was a tape show, not a live broadcast, as it was taped on Friday. Now, when it comes to the quarter-hour ratings, of course, these come courtesy of WrestleNomics, so shout out to them and be sure to subscribe to their Patreon service. Now, Collision began with the first half of the Bryan Danielson versus Shane Taylor match, drawing a show high of 465,000 total viewers, along with a show low of 152,000 viewers, 0.12 in the 18 to 49. After drawing a nearly identical 455,000 and 161,000, 0.12 for the second half of Danielson versus Taylor in quarter hour 2, the show would settle in the quarter hours 3, 4, 5, and 6, averaging 424,000 total viewers and a 0.13 in the 18 to 49, with the show drawing its second highest 18 to 49 in quarter hour 4, with a 0.14, 179,000 viewers tuning in. The show would reach its low point in total viewership in quarter hour 7 with the Mystico versus Angelico bout, along with an ad break drawing 377,000 viewers and a 0.12 in the 18 to 49, the second lowest in the demo. However, numbers jumped back up for the main event Atlanta Street Fight between Mark Briscoe, Jay Lethal, Jeff Jarrett, and the House of Black, drawing 422,000 total viewers and a 0.14 in the 18 to 49, the high point in the demo for the evening. So what do you make of these numbers? Let me know your thoughts as always in the comment section below when it comes to that. Now, SummerSlam is coming to Cleveland, Ohio, and the announcement was made by Logan Paul. With WrestleMania 40 only a few weeks away, anticipation is through the roof, not only for the big event, but the announcements of where future big events like WrestleMania 41 next year and SummerSlam this year will be made. While the speculation for WrestleMania 41's location will remain for at least a little while longer, WWE United States Champion Logan Paul ended all doubt regarding SummerSlam's location. On his podcast Impulsive, Paul revealed that SummerSlam 2024 will take place in none other than Cleveland Browns Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio on August 3rd. Paul also confirmed that WWE would hold the final SmackDown before SummerSlam in Cleveland's Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse on August 2nd. A Cleveland native, Paul was over the moon to make the announcement and revealed he was hoping to recruit many notable celebrities/athletes to the event, including his brother Jake Paul, Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce, Kelce's brother, former NFL player Jason Kelce. Paul also stated he wanted an opponent he could tear the house down with, joking that he could face NBA legend LeBron James or even controversial comedian Dave Chappelle. So that location is now confirmed. Now, Triple H has teased big plans for the show, but said details needed some ironing out. He wrote, quote, "We've got big plans for SummerSlam's big return to Cleveland this year. P.S. Logan Paul will need to iron out those details a bit." So what do you think is going to happen when it comes to SummerSlam? What do you think of that location, and what do you think they could have in store for this event in Cleveland, Ohio? Let me know your thoughts in reaction to that. Now, going back to NXT last night, we saw a pretty incredible ending to the show. To end last night's NXT, there was a kiss between Trick Williams and Lash Legend in the middle of the ring. In the main event segment of last night's NXT, Trick Williams had an in-ring promo where he addressed Carmelo Hayes. Not only did he let his former friend know that he always had his back, he also reiterated that he had not forgotten Hayes' betrayal. However, before more could develop regarding the future of their feud, after Williams challenged Hayes to a match at Stand and Deliver, he was interrupted by Meta-4. Noam Dar, along with Oro Mensah, Jakara Jackson, and Lash Legend, came to the ring, and Dar had an exchange with Williams. Interestingly, though, when a mild scuffle broke out, while Trick easily cast aside Noam Dar and Oro Mensah, it also seemed that Legend was ready to throw a punch. However, when Trick Williams caught her, the pair ended up in an embrace that led to a kiss, much to the delight of the NXT crowd who cheered. Now, Williams and Legend are a couple in real life, but their relationship hadn't been referenced on TV until now. As the show ended, Lash tried to collect herself as her stablemates were shouting at her about what just happened. So where do you think this one is going, and what did you make of the segment to close out last night's episode of NXT? Now, a big moment on last Friday's episode of SmackDown was KSI making a surprise appearance that led to an RKO from the Viper Randy Orton. Last Friday, United States Champion Logan Paul revealed that his energy and hydration drink company Prime would serve as WWE's first ever center ring sponsor. Upon this announcement, Paul invited his business partner and fellow social media personality KSI to join him in the SmackDown ring to commemorate the occasion. Unfortunately, their celebration was cut short by the arrival of Randy Orton, who delivered a thunderous RKO to KSI. On the latest episode of the Impulsive podcast, KSI recalled his experience in taking the legendary finishing move. He said, quote, "Honestly, it was one of the best things I've ever done in my life. He effed me up," KSI said. "You can see that he grabbed my head and slammed me into his bicep. My nose is smushed. My lip got cut. The inside of my lip is just like destroyed from my teeth slamming into his bicep. It was just like F because this hurts. It effing hurts." Now, this isn't the first time KSI has found himself on the receiving end of a wrestling move. Last year, KSI, dressed as a blue Prime bottle, accompanied Paul to his WrestleMania 39 match against Seth freaking Rollins. After revealing KSI's identity was actually revealed to the crowd, Paul situated Rollins on the nearby commentary desk, aiming to nail him with a frog splash. Upon his descent, however, Rollins pulled KSI into Paul's path instead, causing both Paul and KSI to crash through the table. Considering that KSI has now been in the crosshairs of a few WWE superstars, Paul and his impulsive co-host suggested the idea of KSI becoming a future United States champion. In response, KSI indicated that he's open to making sporadic appearances for the company, but not in a full-time capacity. He said, quote, "I like to see myself as the Shane McMahon of WWE. I don't mind getting a stone cold stunner," KSI said. So possibly KSI, you never know, could be wrestling a match in the near future. And finally, WWE has announced the latest inductee into the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2024. It has been officially announced that Thunderbolt Patterson will be inducted into the 2024 WWE Hall of Fame class. Patterson joins Paul Heyman, Bull Nakano, the US Express, and Muhammad Ali as the announced inductees for the year so far. WWE writes, quote, "A hugely influential, although often overlooked figure in sports entertainment history, Patterson's captivating abilities on the microphone inspired a generation of talkers that followed in his footsteps." Growing up in Iowa, Patterson moved to Texas and worked with the legendary promoter Dory Funk Sr., where he began performing incredible interviews using a delivery inspired by black Southern pastors. Patterson backed up his talents on the microphone in the ring as he captured titles across North America while defeating iconic opponents like Bruiser Brody and WWE Hall of Famer The Sheik. Thunderbolt was also a decorated tag team competitor, most famously teaming with Ole Anderson before their partnership erupted into a brutal rivalry, which helped launch the legendary Four Horsemen. Patterson was also a contemporary of WWE Hall of Famer Dusty Rhodes and was often credited with inspiring the American Dream's charismatic persona. Patterson's work as a captivating performer was self-evident, but he was also a fierce advocate for health and welfare of competitors outside of the ring. His legacy as a showman, with his signature quick punches, his incredible blend of power and speed, and his compassion for his fellow man live on, as his influence can still be seen in the ring today. So, of course, if we get any more details on future Hall of Fame inductees, we'll let you know. But there you go, guys, the latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon. Hey, guys, thank you for streaming or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.